But I'm actually going to kind of go to a little bit of the Vikings here. I just kind of want to kind of put in something real quick. I talked about the Vikings' top needs, and we'll continue to do this with the Vikings and Packers. I think, and even Tristan, if you feel comfortable a little bit later on here, going over some of the second need of the Packers, because we talked about already, the Packers and all their top 5 needs. But if you want to go through some draft players you think would really be good for their first and second need, or just their second, whatever. But I'm going to go through the Vikings' second need here at guard, interior offensive lineman. I think Garrett Bradbury has been he's not been a disappointment, but he is not where he should be, especially after his just completing his second year in the NFL. When the Vikings took him out of North Carolina State, I'm thinking, okay, they got a hog, a guy that can clear the space, he can reach block, he can get out in space and just run with some of these really athletic linebackers and just lead the way. His pass blocking has been awful. It's been straight up awful. So I think that if you're going to have a team like the Vikings that looks to run the football and you're not really going to pass it, okay, that's fine. If you don't really need to throw the football, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you get down, Garrett Bradbury needs to find that anchor and be able to bury some of these defensive tackles. And I haven't seen it consistently over the first 2 years. So if the Vikings are going to do this, they need to either do a couple of things in this offseason. Clearly, they need to go after defensive tackle. I've covered that. But they need to go after some offensive linemen, and it starts there's a ton of linemen that I really think the Vikings could go after. But I think that at the end of the day, they have to be very selective in how they go about them. And when they do make that selection, they have to make a guy and select a player that plays multiple different positions, because I think at the end of the day, it's great to get one player that can come out and do some things, but it's even more valuable to have a player that's very versatile. So I'm not necessarily 100% sure on the best player to go after, but I really fell in love with a guy like Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma, who played center mainly there for the Sooners. In my mind, an animal. Watch this man at the Senior Bowl. Watch how he performed. I think it's really important that you take a look at center, because I know you just drafted the guy in the first round a couple of years ago at center, but part of fixing any problem is admitting that there is one. So if you want to fix a problem, you have to look at other solutions. And if you want to say, oh, you want this offensive line to be the best it can be, okay, look at all your options. Look at Creed Humphrey. Look at Quinn Minarez, who can play some guard, can play some center. I think, and he was another guy I think you can get in the 4th round. I'm really high on Quinn Minarez. I think he's going to be a special player. Rashawn Slater, who's also probably going to be a first-round talent. I think you can play him at guard. I think you can play at tackle. I think he's very athletic coming out of Northwestern there. Trey Smith, who's a little bit more of a he's a big grape in the left side of the line that he's not going to get moved. Like, you're not going to move Trey Smith. He deserves a shot, and I think Trey Smith should be another guy on the Vikings radar. Like, maybe Grape was he's a big log that's not going anywhere. That's probably better. I don't know why I'm saying Grapes. I'm probably hungry out here. But the point is, when you want to run the football and you need some stability, you need to find a way and get a guy like Trey Smith. Also, Elijah Vera Tucker's a guy. But at the end of the day, the Vikings the last player I really think the Vikings should have on their radar to fix this guard problem, Wyatt Davis, an All-American right guard from Ohio State. Had a knee injury in the college football playoffs, but I think if he can come back and show that his knee is okay, and then he's still got and he's back to where he was playing in college, watch out, because if the Vikings can get Wyatt Davis in the later rounds, his knee is good to go. They've got a round 1 top 10 pick. If Wyatt Davis before his knee injury was a top 10 pick, if they can get him in the 4th round and he's good to go and sitting on that right side, oh baby. Like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. So, and even though Ezra Cleveland played well on the right side, maybe they could see if they can move Wyatt to left guard or whatever. It doesn't matter. But if you can get Wyatt Davis in the 4th round, I think that's really something to really be excited about. So that's my little quick thing of fixing the Vikings' interior offensive line needs. I think there's a lot of players that they can use to kind of do that, but I think it really starts with those 4 players. And again, Creed Humphrey is a guy that I think they should go after too.